Hi, empaths, alchemists, artists, healers. Welcome to your Valentine's Day love readings. Just tuning in to see some insight about what you might be attracting or longing for, desiring in love, and then supporting that manifestation or healing with some energy transmissions. Choosing the pile that speaks to you intuitively. Which one's drawing you? The first pile on the left, we have a ruby, the one with the butterfly. In the middle, we have a Faden Quartz. And on the right, we have Rhodochrosite. Just noticing which one draws your eye. Take a minute to choose intuitively which one resonates with your heart. You may choose to watch this video from beginning to end to see if there is wisdom in each pile for you and to receive each transmission of healing. Or you can go right to your pile. The timestamp will be in the description and comments. All right, let's get started. Hi there to those of you that chose the ruby. Isn't that a nice, rough ruby? Very pretty. Okay, let's see what's in the cards for you in this love reading. The first card that came out was Release Your Ex. So the time has come to clear your energy. Are there any pending or held resentments, things that weren't said? This might be with one ex or more than one. Something that really helps clear things out of your field is kind of going through and acknowledging the lessons learned, the gifts of those times, and forgiving any wrongs, not because what they did was forgivable or not awful, but so that we can move forward, right? Anything we're holding on to, can we release the resentments? Or if you had like an amicable release, maybe this is also an amicable breakup. Maybe this is also saying, make sure there's still really solid boundaries here. We got the next card is End of an Era. End of an era. Look at all of that red. Red, is symbolic of passion and the fire element, right? So fire helps burn up it's great medicine for exacerbated water element. If there's a lot of water, it can keep us attached. Exacerbated water creates attachment in relationship and other areas. So what can we do if we're feeling really attached or watery and it's hard to move on? Get in touch with our fire. How do we get in touch with our fire? Our passion. That comes up in the tarot reading. So I pulled 3 tarot cards. The first one's the Chariot. This is about quick movement, getting out of there, moving forward, leaving the kingdom. It might be about travel. It might be about leaving this current paradigm, moving forward, moving on with your life quickly and swiftly. This is about opposing forces. Maybe there's part of you that misses the comfort, and then part of you that is ready to move on and see what else is out there. And just making peace with those parts of you, allowing them to work together, knowing that they both want the best for you, right? Those parts both want you to have love. One just wants the comfortable kind that you've already known before. The other wants maybe something that's a better match, even if it's mysterious at this point, even if it's an unknown. That's maybe more of an adventurous part that's willing to sort of let go and move forward. And getting in touch with our passion here, we got the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a passionate queen, fiery, has control over her anger, but may easily anger. She's known as really sexy, attractive. And there's part of you that's in touch with that part of you, right? So there's part of you that does feel that. And can you get in touch with that part of you that's really confident in that way, knows that you're this queen, right? Or, you know, you don't have to be a woman to be a queen, do you? To feel that vibe, that energy. Look how powerful, you know? This is also about getting in touch with your passions in life, right? But the next card we have is the Eight of Pentacles. And the Pentacles are obviously more grounded, more earthy. But this Eight of Pentacles is about mastery of something. This can be self-mastery. This can be mastery over your emotions, disciplining yourself. This might be about throwing yourself into something you've always wanted to learn or do or master, and you just never had the time. And maybe you made the excuse that you were in a relationship and you weren't able to pursue it. And maybe now there's a little more time to really look at this, to explore this. So take this time to choose where you're going to put your focus and attention, right? And don't allow yourself to sort of get wrapped up in past dramas, or, allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, but also know that you're very powerful as well. So you can move forward when you're ready, right? And that's the first card in the tarot. Time to go. Time to move forward. And I think you're already feeling that, right? We have reconsider your commitments. This is the final card. This is from the Crazy Sexy Love Notes deck by Chris Carr. Have you piled so much on your plate that there's little room for you? Identify what truly matters and graciously decline the rest. There's a universe of meaningful opportunities on the other side of no. In fact, every no makes space for the perfect yes. Your freedom is closer than you think. This is a new way of being. This is a new way of living. Maybe in the past, maybe there was an unconscious agreement, unspoken agreement, that carried over from the family line, that you do things because you should or must. It's obligation, right? Maybe that carried over into relationship and the passion was lost, because when we start doing that, we build resentment, don't we? And then our exes become our exes for a reason. And, maybe this is about incompatibility, and that's why it ended. But for this new era, right? For this new era, because we have this end of an era, getting in touch with what sparks you, and what is a hell yes, and what is I could take it or leave it, and really committing fully to those things that you're passionate about. Maybe you've noted that in the past I said yes to things that maybe I felt like I had the extra energy for in the moment, but because they weren't really lighting me up and it didn't feel like a win-win, that it drained me, and I quickly burned myself out by doing things that I just didn't enjoy and wasn't very passionate about. And of course, life has those things, but just considering what are you committing your time to, and also making really solid boundaries around exes that want to come in at this time, right? We're in Mercury retrograde as of filming this video, and maybe you're watching at a time where we're not in Mercury retrograde, but that can be a time of communications of people from the past coming back to, correct something that kind of went awry, or to resolve something from the past. And that's something you can do whether or not they come in the physical world or not. Perhaps you're feeling them telepathically reaching out. You start thinking about them. You're like, what? Why are you coming into my mind? It can be just that it's time to sort of, all right, tie up any loose ends here energetically. And I want to support you in doing that. Interestingly as well, that ruby is the crystal because that is a passionate stone. You know, we associate this with passionate love too. And maybe that's what that X was about. Maybe it was sort of just a fleeting, like it sparked quickly and it was really passionate. And then that spark kind of dissipated in what was left, right? And now maybe you are thinking, I want to master this experience. So I'm refining my search, refining. And this card actually kind of speaks to me of like seeking something, searching something. It almost looks like, you know, if we were looking at this in modern times, he's looking at his tablet or, you know, device, like maybe online dating or something where there's a little more logic involved sometimes. Because we're able to sort of read up on the person and not feel that chemistry too quickly. Something about that where you're just refining the process here for yourself, thinking, okay, let's think more logically as well. And maybe you're finally ready to do that after you processed some of these events and you know that, you know, you can create that passion inside of you and be passionate about your work, things you're doing, things you're learning, and commit yourself to something that's worthy of your time. Commit yourself in a relationship that's more worthy of your vulnerability. And maybe that's sometimes the thing we do when there's a lot of passion. We just kind of want to merge into it. I know I've experienced that before where it just feels so euphoric to be with somebody and then we sort of lose ourselves in that moment. And that can be beautiful. But then recalling, what am I going to expect after, right? What am I going to expect when it's all said and done? And that sometimes can be where the pain comes in, the trouble comes in. So I'm feeling here that you're being called to reignite your spark, enthusiasm, passion in life. Remind yourself that you're, stoke your own confidence, reminding yourself that you are this, sexy, confident, passionate person, right? Who it illuminates, fire is this glow and people are drawn to it, right? But that means a lot of different people are drawn to it. That means you got to get comfortable with no's, right? You can't just say yes to everything. And if you're uncomfortable with saying no, you might dim your light, right? You might find indirect ways to not have to say no, to not have to deal with it. So you're being called to really up your no game, your boundary game, and maybe finding if, you're not comfortable with having a sharp, direct no, really refining that into something like, well, you're such a cool person. I'm just not feeling the spark here, but I think we would be great friends. Finding ways to let people down easy if you're starting to date, instead of dimming yourself, dimming your light, That can happen in the manifestation process when we're magnetizing somebody. And we magnetize when we're sort of embodying that vibe, right? If I'm embodying the passion, if I'm embodying that confidence and sexiness, I'll magnetize people who have aspects of that. And it's up to me to discern who to say, it's probably better that you're not in my field, right? It's probably better I don't invite you into my inner circle. So it's about being more discerning as well, instead of maybe shifting who you are, right? staying true to you, in touch with your passions. And this is part of the mastery. This is part of the self-mastery for empaths, alchemists, and artists, you know, really defining self. What are those parts of you that are really defined, and help you feel grounded in who you are, grounded in yourself, so that you can choose a partner that complements that. Sometimes what we do is we morph into this different version, and it comes quite naturally to us, and it's not sustainable, right? And then we feel torn, pushed and pulled into different directions. And this is kind of coming to an end as well. That's part of what this ending is. So we're releasing that, along with anyone that demanded that of us, expected that of us. And let's begin this. I'm going to do a little bit of energy here to call in your perfect match. Feeling that expansion, affirming my spirit, my connection to higher spirit, the viewer spirit, connection to higher spirit, connecting spirit to spirit, calling in any helpers, guides, benevolent forces. And we're bringing in passion here. Passion is huge. Stoking the flames of your passion internally. Right? And there might have been signs that was a little dim. There might have been signs like digestion was slow. Life was a little lackluster. Bringing back enthusiasm, turning up the volume on enthusiasm here. And I feel that kind of zipping, like zipping up. And that means also that meridian, those meridians, right? Moving in the proper direction here, so that you have more of a presence and dominion in your energy field. Calling to do that to the back as well. And then connecting into all these possibilities, all the potential here, the virtual particles, the virtual light, which is about all these possibilities. Allowing that to bring enthusiasm, that there's so many matches, so many potentials. Allowing the enthusiasm to live with that as well for now, as we sort of move that passionate partner into the physical layer. Meeting while you're doing something you're passionate about, or you share, or there's a shared passion, so that the passion, because sometimes that can be Mars energy, and when that is not utilized in the appropriate channels, it can make you burn alive with rage in a relationship. It can create battles, heated arguments when it's not channeled, right? So instead of having that weigh on the relationship, allowing you both to have like your passions, a shared passion, but also all of that chemistry that comes with the amazing connection there. No longer attracting a partner who dims your light, who is a downer, right? Maybe there was a partner in the past, and I'm not talking about when people are going through hard times, being there for them. I'm talking about someone who maybe consistently wants to put out your light for some reason, like dim your light. Maybe they're jealous of how attractive you are, the attention you get. or they aren't very trusting in relationships, so they want to keep you controlled and maybe feeling a little insecure. We're weeding that out here. And maybe that's part of this pending thing that's happening. We're kind of releasing this out. Back to source to be recycled. Back into potential energy. But passion does seem to be the key. Passion does seem to be the theme for this reading, for these viewers. And laughter and humor are connected to fire. So something you're really enjoying, something, doing things that make you laugh, right? That will help transmute some of this energy that needs released, needs transmuted. So finding, things that make you laugh. Maybe even comedy, right? If you're a performer, channeling that into something comedic or watching something comedic. I'm also getting a visual of watching the sun set over the ocean, or by the ocean, and having your person coming up and holding you from behind and just watching the sunset together. And it's sort of like, it's symbolic for me of a shared passion where you're both experiencing something together, but it's not about the focus being on one another, right? The focus is on something outside of you, but you're still connected, right? You don't have to be so focused on the other person to feel that connection. That there's this trust and bond where you feel connected even when your focus isn't 100% on them. And maybe that's something that's new for you. Maybe you've had partners in the past that were really demanding of your attention and time, and maybe were wounded because they didn't get that attention they needed, so they were seeking it in you, and it was just too heavy. So that will really, dim that light, dim the fire. So bringing in someone who's not threatened by that fire, enjoys it, wants to encourage it and support. And you're drawn to do the same for them. That feels complete. Just allowing yourself to embody that, or whatever it is you're intending to create, right? Get a visual of it. Feel it in your body. What does it feel like? Can you feel them holding you from behind? If that really spoke to you, can you feel that person approaching in your auric field? Do you feel that happening? Making space for them. And this is a new person, right? I'm getting that it's a new person, right? Because we're releasing the X's, ending that era, moving forward into a new passionate beginning, feeling that confidence, that sexiness, and really mastering this process, refining what you're seeking and looking for, and getting good at saying no to those things that aren't a match, right? I hope that spoke to you. Let me know in the comments if it did. Share this with anyone who it might benefit. I hope you're enjoying the added healing transmissions and manifestation work that I've been mastering. That's my personal focus for mastery right now, and I'm refining that. So I appreciate you participating in that experience with me as I refine and master that, talking about self-mastery. And yeah, and let me know what other kinds of readings you would like to see on this channel, or topics of alchemy, things like that. I'm open to your ideas and I appreciate them so much. And yeah, if you want a personal session or to reach me on all those other platforms, all the links will be in the description. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi there to those of you that chose the Faden Quartz. The Faden Quartz has that thread, that white thread in there. If it'll focus. See the white thread? It's said to connect soulmates, right? Or repair any sort of troubled relationship that's meant to be. So that's the mythology of the lore of that crystal. And so it's like a soulmate crystal. That's why I chose that one. And let's get started with the first card is Wedding. That one really wanted to come out. I didn't force that. I have all kinds of oracle cards in a big bag, and I was just pulling. This one came out, Wedding. This situation involves marriage. So maybe you're in a connection right now and you want to know, is this going to last? Is this for the long haul? Or maybe you are feeling like you're ready for that, right? This is something you're ready to experience, this lifelong partnership, this commitment. And you wanted to have that experience, that feeling, of being really committed. The next card that came out was Infinite Abundance. You're fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. And part of that might be involving relationships, right? It might be your relationship as part of your purpose. Being a great partner can be a calling, right? It can feel like there are some people that are such devoted, faithful, loyal partners that have such amazing skills, and they really model how to do that for other people. And maybe that's something that, you're naturally inclined to think about, pursue, educate yourself on, and you really embody that. And maybe you also help other people who really don't know what is equity, what is valuable in a relationship. And of course, that's different from person to person, but there are those things that are sort of true across the board, And now looking at the tarot cards I pulled here, the first one is the Nine of Swords, right? Or no, 10 of Swords, sorry. The 10 of Swords is the betrayal card, being stabbed in the back. These are the hard times in life. I mean, this can be literal deaths. This can actually symbolize literal death. So that may have been part of your story. But, right, if a past partner crossed over, my condolences. That's not easy to go through or deal with. And so maybe there's some grief. But usually in relationship readings, this is about betrayal, being stabbed in the back, things happening behind your back, right? And that can create intense trust issues, trauma, relationship trauma, and maybe this is part of what is being healed today. and because we're going to do some healing work as well. The next card is Knight of Pentacles. This Knight is exactly what is needed for the person who has been betrayed. Their trust has been broken, right? They've been cheated on, lied to, stabbed in the back, whatever it is in relationship. This Knight, this style, right, for love is slow moving, builds trust, builds the relationship, is willing to take things slowly, and bring something substantial. The earth element is drawn on the riding dress of this horse, right, of this stallion. And that earth element is something solid, stable, consistent, someone who can follow through. And then we follow that with the Ace of Pentacles. And this is a new beginning. A new beginning in a grounded new beginning. It can be prosperity. It can be a prosperous new beginning. Certainly Pentacles do symbolize that. They connect with the earth element. And so that is someone who can be your rock. Someone who's stable, reliable, and consistent, constant. You know, when you're out of the phase of just wanting that chemical high in a relationship and you're ready for something serious, like, this is what I'm seeking. We want someone who can stay the course, someone who knows that it takes time to build, isn't trying to jump into something, right? Those times where they're really excited to jump into a relationship usually don't end well. So knowing that this experience is coming closer to, because the Knight is about movement, that's moving towards you. And so what we want to do is really help you vibrate and resonate with that experience. We got Elevate Your Energy as the final card here from the Crazy Sexy Love Notes deck by Chris Carr. Your thoughts are vibrations that attract positive or negative energy. Notice your current emotional state. Clear any negativity through conversation, movement, breath work, prayer, meditation, and so on. Then guide your thoughts back to love and abundant possibilities. Interesting, right? Because we have infinite abundance. When you elevate your energy, you attract abundance, health, and prosperity into your life. And we certainly are attracting prosperity, and maybe that's a financially stable partner too. Maybe that's part of the betrayal that happened as well. It was, maybe there was some spending and things behind your back. So elevating our energy here, raising our vibration, so that tells me we're manifesting here. And if this is your goal, if wedding is your true goal, if that's what you're seeking here, let's release this pain, this energy. Let's get that out of you. Transmute it into readiness, right? For the infinite abundance. Maybe that's an important aspect of partnership that you're looking for. You're looking for someone who's stable, who's got their finances together, right? That's a sign that they're stable and consistent. Maybe you're looking for an earth sign or that style of loving, someone to feel held, right? To feel that consistency. You know, often the love style for earth dominant people is acts of service. Maybe that speaks to you. But let's tune in here for my Faden Quartz people. With that wedding card going on, let's tune in. I'm going to affirm my spirit, my connection to a higher spirit, the viewer's spirit, and their connection to a higher spirit. I connect with them spirit to spirit, calling in any guides, benevolent ancestors and forces, helping spirits, supporting them in manifesting this partnership, this connection, this wedding, marriage, linking to infinite abundance, stable, consistent partner, who we get to know. It might even feel like friendship first. It might feel like a really solid, stable friendship. And then one day, the feelings come in, the attraction comes in as well. So what I'd like you to do is visualize that for yourself. Put yourself in the energetic resonance. So feel it as real. Whatever's ideal for you, feel that as real. And I'm here to support you and hold the space for whatever your ideal looks like. And it could just be a story to anchor it in for you, right? Like you might actually just visualize that Knight of Pentacles riding in and offering you that pentacle, right? And that could be the symbol for you. What does that make you feel? The resonance, the feeling, and the resonance is the most important part here. So really visualize that. And then amplify that feeling. With each inhale and exhale, feel that grow. What does it feel like to know that they're just as committed as you, that they're compatible, that your needs are met, that you meet their needs, they appreciate and value who you are, what you bring, and vice versa? Just all of those things that make for that ideal relationship. And feel that in your heart. With each breath, let it grow. Let the feeling grow into bliss, into a blissful place. We're going to radiate that out, feeling every atom in your body radiating, feeling every atom in your body vibrating at that frequency. And visualizing what are those little things that just make this an extra special connection. How do you know that this is your person? Continuing to vibrate with that as it radiates out from your aura. And we're going to anchor this energy in. Anchor this into the bone marrow so that you're just constantly radiating this radio signal, basically, drawing this in closer and closer. And feeling that anchor in to the earth as well, and into your 10th chakra below your feet. so that it's grounded. Right? We got that earth element going on. We got to ground that in. Seeing a gold upside down triangle with the line symbolizing the earth element. I'm seeing it in gold. Here it's drawn in red. It's connecting you to the earth. The earth is your connection to provision as well. Clearing out any effects involving a mother wound, right, that would affect relationship, connection in relationship, clearing out that, untangling any lingering limiting beliefs or how you see yourself and what you feel worthy of or deserving of, just allowing that to unravel here. Releasing that out of the second chakra. Anything that's in the way, allowing that to release as we connect. Grounding that down. Feeling more in your body. Notice, are you feeling more embodied right now? As we ground you down, anchor you into the earth. Becoming what you're attracting here, right? Resonating with that grounded, stable energy that invites in that type of relationship, that type of person, while maintaining that vibration of how does it feel? How does it feel to know you're in this committed partnership with your ideal person? Being loved so well and being appreciated for what you bring. I'm being called to, I'm really focusing on the sacral chakra here, any worthiness issues or shame is really just melting away here. And then more anchoring to the earth through the 10th chakra so that we can really embody this vibration, and that will really seal it. Good. Feeling the feet tingling a bit as we connect down. And that's really the sweet spot. If you can maintain the vibration and still anchor and connect down to the earth, right? Really embody it. Instead of wanting to come out and merge with something, can you embody it? That's really good practice. And anytime you start to feel yourself floating up and out into the ideal, the dream, the vision, embody it. Come back to the body. And can you see how you can own it from here? You can really own it. I'm feeling the feet tingling. Yeah, I'm feeling my feet tingling. So we're really embodying that. Good. That feels complete. So thank you for watching this video, and thanks for liking the video and subscribing to the channel and sharing this with somebody who you think might benefit from the alchemy, the session work, or the information in the reading. Let me know in the comments if this resonated, what else you'd like to see on the channel, other types of readings or support you need in healing or manifestation, any topics you'd like to hear me talk about. I'm so open and I'm so grateful for those suggestions. And I'm wishing you so much love. You are worthy of it. You deserve it. And if you want a session or to connect on other platforms, things like that, those links will be in the description of this video. And I'm wishing you a beautiful Valentine's Day and love every day. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Hi there to those of you that chose the Rhodochrosite. I love this sparkly guy. It's really cool. Known as a romantic stone, romance stone. Can be. Let's take a look here at what's the forecast in love, what's going on. If you chose this reading. So the first card that came out was Volunteer. And tuning into this card, I get the feeling that you're ready to attract in somebody who is a giver. Somebody who, and maybe you've been with partners in the past who were unable to reciprocate in the way that you would have really liked, and that might have been based on a wound for you, right? Do you have this overgiving tendency? Either way, I'm getting that it might be really good for you to experience another giver. Someone who feels they're here to serve. They might actually volunteer somewhere, right? And that might be something that maybe you wouldn't have normally looked for, and now that's maybe a sign that maybe this is a better match for me. Someone who cares about other people, thinks about other people. Maybe that's something I didn't consider before. It was maybe more about chemistry, right? And so now I'm looking for these things. Is this person considerate, caring? And how do they use their time and energy? And if they volunteer and serve a great cause or believe in a great cause, that's a great sign that they'd maybe be willing to give in relationship as well. And then the Power of Joy card came out. So really getting in touch with the things that bring you joy, so you can embody that, and attract someone in who wants to see you happy, right? Who wants to see you in that joyful place. Instead of thinking that the relationship will bring that. So what are we going to do to create that experience? I pulled 3 tarot cards. The first one is the Six of Cups. Now the Six of Cups is normally a nostalgic card. It's about childhood. It can be about someone from the past returning. This card has animals, a lot of animals. I'm seeing a frog, 2 butterflies, a bunny, 2 mice, I think they are, a kitten. So like baby animals, you know, in these cups as well. There's, you know, beautiful garden with trees and sky, and 2 young people here playing with those animals. That could be part of the volunteer. Maybe this is, you know, maybe you have a soft spot for animals, and this is someone who also has a soft spot for animals, and it really warms your heart. Maybe they volunteer or have taken in a lot of rescue pets and things like that, and it just really warms your heart. Maybe that's something you're waiting on, right? Waiting on the ships to come in. So that tells me if you're having the Three of Wands show up here, this is about ships coming in. You've already done some work here. You've already done maybe some manifestation work, maybe written your list of what you're looking for in a partner, or have a clear idea. You know, you've decided something. And now it's about allowing them to come in. And I love that that's a receptive state, right? You're drawing it in with an open heart, right? An open energy field, an open, expanded field where we can draw things in. Now, that might also attract in other energies. We have the Nine of Swords here. The Nine of Swords can be about insomnia. So are you experiencing sleepless nights or waking up at weird hours, not being able to get back to sleep, having really weird, vivid dreams that might be even nightmarish, night anxieties, things like that. We have a white owl in the window there. That white owl symbolizes wisdom, right, from these past experiences that are keeping you up at night, or waking you up. Maybe there's some nugget of wisdom that you haven't quite fully digested or processed yet, and you're processing them at night. But the hope is in getting that nugget, right, of wisdom. The owl is right there. You can't see it quite yet. There's also this apparition in red. And that can symbolize maybe something you've done in the past that's bringing you guilt, making it hard to sleep, hard to rest. Something that's haunting you, right? Haunting you from the past. Are you able to forgive yourself, right? Or make amends somehow? Or can you simply use your mind to in family constellation therapy, we talk about in relationships when something, when there's a wrongdoing in the relationship, what can actually even it out or bring balance back is if the other person that's been wronged does something slightly less harsh to the other person, but it weighs it out. It sort of balances the energy, right? Because it's not helpful if one person is always the good person that never has boundaries, never has, and I say good in quotation marks, right? If one person always shows up and never has needs or desires, and it's just all on the other person to carry all of that, it's not supportive for the relationship. So we might look at what act or gesture could the other person do that would make amends, right? That would bring balance to the situation. And we look at the relationship outside of the two people involved, the relationship as a separate entity. And that can be what's being symbolized here as well with this apparition. The contribution to the relationship. What was your contribution to maybe this past circumstance that's haunting you? Or do you feel like it wasn't your fault, right? That's another thing. If you're feeling like things just happened to me and I need to heal from this. Maybe that's what keeps popping up. So we're going to look at that. I got Listen as the final card. Listen is from the Crazy Sexy Love Notes deck by Chris Carr. And I love that there's two elephants here, right? So it's a couple, it's a pair. I think they're both male, but are you talking more than you're listening? Do you finish people's sentences for them? Shh. True connection is about how we make people feel and whether or not we're being open and present. Life is communicating with you, dear one. An important message is trying to get through. Let go of your fear of not being heard. You will get your chance. For now, just listen. I love that because in this card, there is a message that wants to be heard, but the person in the card can't quite get out of their own, it's almost like sleep paralysis. They're like being paralyzed by all the things that are happening and going on inside of them. And sometimes what can diffuse that is looking outside of you, right? And here's this messenger, this white owl. And owls symbolize wisdom, right? And the white is purity, this purification that will support your process and help you maybe come back to this former state of innocence, of purity, of self-forgiveness, right? Self-trust again. And that can be why we enjoy animals and nature more than human interaction sometimes, because first of all, it's just like there's pure joy. There's no real covert intents anywhere. You know, animals are pretty easy to read about what they want and what they're doing. And that feels safer than human interaction, where it can be more covert. And maybe we feel less self-conscious and awkward around animals. And that can happen too, right? This could also be like just self-consciousness, social anxiety, all of that stuff, right? So, and maybe this card is about waiting for someone to come in and rescue, right? That can also be symbolized here. And then, you know, knowing that that person that's going to save you is you. I can sort of see that in this card too, right? You're the one, right? You're the one you've been waiting for. Not that, and that doesn't mean this is a solo journey from here on out. Just meaning when you have less separation internally, you'll be more, a relationship will, actualizing will be more harmonious to your inner state. So let's create some of that. And remember, at the beginning, we were talking about someone who is a volunteer type of person, someone who is a giver, likes to serve humanity or animals in some way. And maybe you have that in common and you have this shared joy. So in order for that to be a match, you have to be in touch with your inner joy first. So, and maybe it is something from childhood that you kind of let go of. And maybe you're being given reminders of that, right? An example, I recently told someone, I'm a former singer. I used to sing, right? And it kind of broke my heart to say that out loud. And then the next day I was like, I don't like that feeling. No, I'm not a former singer. I am a singer. And so I sang like for a few hours the next day. I was like, because I hadn't done that in so long. And it's something that brings me so much joy just for joy's sake. I don't need an audience. It's just something I feel heals me from the inside out. And it's something I really love doing. And when I'm not doing it consistently, I do start to feel heavy. I feel like life starts to lose its luster. I don't feel like myself. So, and I've done playful, creative things like that since I was a child. So something like that, you know, maybe you're being called to bring back in, and maybe getting out in nature, right? They're surrounded by nature, the kids in these cards. And this person is by the ocean, right? With the seagulls there. Maybe being trapped and stuck inside too much is creating some of this energy too. It's just too much, too intense. Where it would feel lighter, it would feel more connected. It's easier to feel that connection when you're out in nature, right? Surrounded by animals. That can help bring us back to joy, and maybe, you know, this card can also symbolize someone from the past coming back, someone from our younger years, reuniting. So I wanted to mention that. You know, in the Six of Cups, in the traditional deck, it is, I think, a slightly older young boy handing a chalice down to a younger girl. And that's why that card can sometimes symbolize that nostalgic feeling of childhood, as well as someone from our younger years coming back around. And that would make sense with Mercury in retrograde as of the filming of this video. So we're getting listened. So you're getting intuitive information. You're getting intuitive hits here. And maybe you're more of a feeler. So maybe it's a feeling that you're getting, just a sense. And maybe tune into any synesthesia. You know, some people can smell like maybe joy has a scent to you, right? Things like that are what we consider synesthesia, where the senses sort of mix. We can use that for guidance. I know for me, anxiety has a scent. I get a sensation with nostalgia, right? Or a memory. It creates a sensation in my body. Let's tune in and see what's being called for here. So I'm going to affirm my spirit, my connection to a higher spirit, the viewer spirit, their connection to a higher spirit, connecting spirit to spirit, calling in all helpers, guides, benevolent forces, and ancestors, coming together to bring any sort of transformation, healing, alchemy that need to take place in order to invite this experience of joy in partnership and love. Maybe you just want to bring in someone to play with, a playmate. That's an important aspect of a relationship, isn't it? Someone that just enhances your experiences, to share life with. To laugh, have fun, and enjoy. The word fun keeps coming up. In fact, it wants to be written, okay, like a logo on the outer layer of the aura, drawing in fun. I'm feeling that sense of joy really being infused into the aura now. Tune in and notice, as we're doing this work, your guide or guides, a helper, wants to give you an offering here, an offering of insight, or it could be a gift, a token to carry with you, to let you know you're not alone, that you are being watched over, helped, and guided in this situation. I want you to open that treasure chest and receive that message or token or symbol. Might not be clear at first. You might get a glimpse, or you might hear it if you're more clairaudient. And we're going to allow that to reveal itself over time. If it's not clear now, we're going to bring in some absolute scalar waves so that that can be revealed over time to you in the right moment, right? Maybe like that Nine of Swords, you're not able to quite see it yet. We're going to quiet. We're going to bring calm and quiet. Bringing a sense of inner peace, this pillar of light. Bringing in some descending energy for any frazzled, anxious, scattered vibes in that aura. We're going to bring descending energy to help ground those down. And as they sort of ground down, there's an expansion happening. There was this constrictive feeling, and now there's an expansion. And so now there's an openness, right? Like this three of wands, we can expand in expectation of that manifestation of our loving partner that we share joy with. Someone who is a giver. Who appreciates when someone else gives. It's not just a demand or an expectation. There's an appreciation here. There's joy that bounces off one another, and your glow individually comes together and just illuminates. It's the proper match for you. Someone who can match your joy and love and caring heart. I want to write joy and bring that in to the physical layer of the aura so that it's actually coming in. You can feel it and embody it. Can you feel that vibration of joy in your body? Bringing this beautiful yellow that symbolizes joy, riding it on scalar waves, and it's supporting the solar plexus chakra. To bring balance so that you're able to individuate without merging with another, but still experience their giving spirit and love without losing yourself. You can maintain your individuality and uniqueness and alignment without having to come out and seek source, right? That source in someone else, knowing that you're aligned to source too. So it's not, we're not leaking. We're not coming in with taking energy, and they're not coming in with taking energy. We're both givers because we're connected to a higher source here. That's beautiful. We want to make sure we're grounding this down and anchoring it into the bone marrow. Feeling more descending energy for that, any sort of frazzled, anxious energy, allowing yourself to wind down, particularly at night. Tonight, we're bringing in restful sleep. knowing that, and also bringing in missing forces. So a missing force might be love that you never received or felt. You didn't feel loved in the way you needed to be loved, or seen in the way you needed to be seen, acknowledged. We're bringing in that missing force here. It's riding in on scalar waves, and I'm seeing that being, symbolized with the color pink, much like the rhodochrosite that we're working with right now. Feeling that touch your heart. You are so loved. I'm feeling that bringing up some emotion that touched someplace very deep. Taking a deep breath. Maybe you just were giving and giving and giving, thinking, I have to earn this. But you're so loved. You're so lovable. You don't have to earn love. Allowing these scalar waves to come in with any more healing that needs to take place, any more clearing. Pulling this person in by the hand. Maybe they're a bit cautious as well in love. As you can imagine, givers do hesitate. They can be taken advantage of. We're just going to bring them in by the hand here, that it's safe. This is your right match. This viewer is your right match. Bringing them in and anchoring that down, grounding it down. In order to be made manifest, actualized. And I'm seeing that riding in on absolute scalar waves, gold. Gold is divine. Divine intelligence being made manifest. So this manifestation bringing it here and now. And I'm feeling the energy closing off, letting me know it's completing. It's coming to a close. And just listen to your guidance. Remember that you're being guided here. There are helpers around you. And so allow that connection to override those fears that might come up. We did some work here, so hopefully that alleviates some of them. You'll have to let me know how your experience of this session and this reading. Did this resonate for you? And is there someone you know that could be helped by this video? Please do share with them. Thanks for liking and subscribing. That's valuable to me, meaningful to me. So thank you. And let me know what else you'd like to see on this channel in the comments, or reach out to me personally. If you have any questions about alchemy, healing, what other reading types you'd like to see, I'm very open, and I'm so grateful for you giving me ideas like that. And let me know how this resonated. If you want a personal session, or to connect with me on other social media platforms, those links will be in the description of this video. Right? Thank you for sharing your energy and time with me today, and happy Valentine's Day. I hope you get all the love that you deserve. You deserve it. You are lovable, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.